This is a special yoga collab with two of my favorite YouTube yogis, Yoga with Rachel and Bend and Stretch with Sue.
This is what my first yoga class was like.
When I showed up for my first yoga class, I really had no idea what to expect. Yoga at that time really wasn't considered mainstream. I had dabbled a little bit using my book, watching on television, but walking into a classroom full of people who knew what they were doing was rather intimidating.
My very first yoga class was not at all what I had expected. I honestly did not think that I would enjoy yoga. However, I just decided to go for it, see what happens. And I have to tell you, I'm so happy that I did, because I did learn very valuable lessons from that very first class about yoga and also about myself.
And this is my story. My first yoga class was at this beautiful studio called Hot Yoga Markham. It was a hot yoga studio, so all the classes were hot, and it was just such a cute, tight-knit community. There's only one studio there, so it wasn't some of these, big studios that you see nowadays where they've got 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 or 5 rooms. So this one was just one room. Everyone kind of, as you kind of went there, people kind of got to know each other, and they had just created this really beautiful environment there. And for me, it was really different than what I had expected. So when you think of a yoga studio or you think of people who are doing yoga, normally you think of these, these super kind of like either very like hippie-like, that they're like all vegans, or you think of these like really beautiful people that have these beautiful bodies, and honestly it's like pretty intimidating, right? Like if you're not someone who is very active, which was me at the time, if you're someone just, I don't know, like all of us are, I would think, have some self-consciousness about our own, what we look like and things like that. And so it can be pretty intimidating to actually go to a studio when you don't know what it's going to be like. And honestly, this studio was so beautiful. The people were so nice. It was all about community. It wasn't about, the way we looked. It wasn't about sort of those superficial things. I don't remember the teacher, which is kind of funny. I don't even remember exactly the class, but what I do remember is the way I felt when I left the class. And I remember the feeling that I had during the class. So during the class, I was so shocked at just how challenging it was. I think I was maybe able to do about 1/3 of the class. Like, it was so hard, I was so challenged, but honestly, that's really what kept me coming back, because just knowing that I could get so challenged, going more slow and controlled, and just that connection to the breath really helped to calm my mind. So when I left, I almost felt like, it sounds kind of funny, but like I was almost on like a little bit of a high. Like I was just, it was probably the first time I had ever, really concentrated on my breath. I felt so calm, I felt so zen, and I just liked who I was when I was leaving. And that was the feeling that I kept chasing afterwards, and that's what kind of got me a bit of an obsession with yoga, because I loved how it made me feel. I love how it made me want to be a better person. I liked how it changed me. And so yeah, so that's kind of my story. First time trying yoga can be pretty intimidating. So let me know below in the comments. I want to know what your first class was like, and if you haven't tried yoga before, let me know why. So is there something that's holding you back from trying it out? You might just not like it, and you know what, if it's not for you, then that's totally fine too. But let's start a conversation. So if this is something that's interesting for you, then let me know below in the comments. And don't forget, check out my other 2 yogis, Yoga with Rachel and Bend and Stretch with Sue. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.